Have you ever felt completely alone, even when surrounded by a room full of people? Like the world expects you to smile, to keep it together, but deep down, all you want is to disappear into quiet? Society often labels those moments of silence as weakness or even strangeness. But what if silence itself is medicine? What if those long, lonely pauses are not signs of failure at all, but moments when your soul is quietly repairing itself, unseen by anyone? In this video, we're going to explore why retreating into silence is not weakness, but one of the most powerful forms of healing, a truth known to ancient souls but forgotten by the noise of modern life. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll begin to see your quiet moments not as burdens, but as gifts. Most people believe being strong means staying busy, always doing, always proving. And when you slow down, when you withdraw into quiet, they may call you lazy or fragile. But silence is not surrender. It's not about hiding or quitting. Silence is about listening. When the world grows too loud, silence gives you back the ability to hear your own heart. It's like pressing pause on chaos so that your mind and spirit can breathe again. The ancients knew this well. For them, silence was a tool for clarity, for healing, for growth, and for uncovering answers that can't be found in noise. Today, however, life moves so fast that stillness often feels uncomfortable or even shameful. When you choose quiet time, you may feel judged. You may feel isolated, but that isn't the truth. Silence is never empty. It's full of opportunity to rest, to reflect, to rebuild. It's in stillness that your tired mind can finally recover and your soul can prepare for what comes next. Real strength isn't found in endlessly proving yourself to others, but in finally learning to trust what's inside. When you lose something or someone, grief often arrives quietly at first. It doesn't always roar or rage. Instead, it falls soft, like rain on thirsty earth. Grief is not here to destroy you forever. It comes to teach. It reveals hidden corners of yourself that you forgot or perhaps avoided. When you feel exhausted, when tears arrive uninvited, grief is actually helping your heart repair. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel weak. Your body and your mind need rest in order to grow strong again. Remember, countless wise souls before you have sat in silence with grief and eventually found peace. Facing grief quietly is not avoidance. It's courage. In that silence, your heart stitches itself back together, and you are not as alone in this as you may believe. There are times when you feel drained, like there's nothing left to give. Every step feels heavy. Even small tasks seem impossible. This is not weakness, it's emotional burnout. It happens when you poured out too much of yourself for too long without replenishing. Society tells us to keep pushing, keep grinding, keep going harder. But forcing yourself only deepens the wound. What you need is not more pressure. What you need is rest. Not just sleep, but deep rest. The kind of quiet that lets your soul breathe. Burnout is like a warning light on a car dashboard. It isn't weakness. It's a signal, telling you it's time to pause before something breaks. Listening to that signal is not failure. It's wisdom. Healing in silence means giving yourself permission to slow down, to step back, and to let stillness do its work. It's okay if you need distance from noise, from people, from constant demands. That quiet space is not wasted time. It's your medicine. It's how your spirit refills itself, so you can return stronger, clearer, and steadier than before. When you look around, it can seem as though everyone else is moving faster. Friends bounce back, others seem to heal overnight, and you wonder why your heart still feels heavy. But healing is not a race. It's like a garden. Every flower blooms in its own time. You cannot force a seed to open before it's ready. It needs soil, sunlight, water, and patience. Your heart is no different. It requires time to feel safe, to build new strength, to learn to trust life again. Feeling shame because you're not there yet only slows your recovery. Instead, be gentle with yourself. Notice the small steps: getting out of bed, smiling at someone's kindness, breathing through a difficult moment. These are not small things. They are proof that healing is already underway. Remember, slow progress is still progress. Healing in silence is a journey that only you can take, and it unfolds at its own rhythm. Comparison is a thief that steals your peace. Healing is not a racetrack, it's a garden, growing quietly, guided by its own seasons, not by a stopwatch. Flowers don't rush to bloom because another flower already has. They open when the moment is right, and so do you. Shame whispers, "Why am I still hurting? Why am I still tired?" But shame forgets that every soul carries its own storm. Some wounds are shallow, others run so deep they reshape the ground of who you are. You don't owe anyone a quick recovery. What you owe is honesty with yourself. When doubt comes, place your hand over your chest. Feel that steady beat. That rhythm is your permission slip. It tells you, move slowly, move softly, move truthfully. Celebrate the tiniest moments. A deep breath, a smile that feels real, the sunlight touching your skin after a long night. These are sacred signs. Remember, even the dawn begins with a single ray. One day you'll look back and see how far you've come, not by sprinting, but by walking faithfully, step after step. Healing in silence may appear still to others, but beneath the surface, roots are growing, weaving strength no eye can see. And you are not invisible in this. Many others are sitting in silence too. They may appear fine on the outside, but inside they are quietly piecing themselves back together, just like you. You are part of something larger, a quiet circle of souls learning how to breathe again. Even if you whisper nothing to anyone, your healing is heard by life itself. Every breath you take through pain says, "I'm still here." Every silent tear is witnessed by something wiser and older than words. Healing is felt in the gentle eyes of someone who sees you, in a song that speaks the words you couldn't, in the peace of a quiet morning when the world is still asleep. Healing is shared energy. Even in silence, you are felt. You are not lost. You are simply walking a quiet path that many have walked before, and that path, though silent, leads back to light. When the world around you finally grows quiet, no phone, no demands, no noise, you begin to hear something deeper, yourself. Not the version built for others, not the mask for the world, but the quiet, honest voice within. That voice has always been there, but the noise drowned it out. Silence lets you remember who you are. You remember what you love, what you need, what you've been missing. And slowly, piece by piece, you begin to build a life that feels like home instead of performance. Healing in silence is not doing nothing. It is the hardest work of all, facing yourself with compassion. The answers you need are not always in books or from others. They live in your breath, in your stillness, in your truth. Silence does not erase you. It reveals you. It shows you the strength that has always been waiting inside. And that strength, your strength, is enough. If this message stirred something within you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone else might be walking the same silent path, waiting for a sign that they're not alone. Stay grounded, stay thoughtful, stay awake. For more deep dives into philosophy, the human experience, and timeless truths, subscribe and turn on the bell. Wander the void with wonder. Question deeply. Think freely. Until next time, embrace the silence and let it speak.